Evolution is about love and speed, and these are acronyms, just like LAST. Good execution leads to better products, solutions, companies, and overall things evolve better. But what is execution and how do you do it? L stands for making a list. That's the L. You make a list to get things done, whether you're executing a project or whatever else you're doing. You order those tasks. O stands for ordering it. Now, ordering them is prioritization or a better sequence in which you want to do things. But it's also about validating, and that's the V. Validation is trying to determine if you need to do those things or if you need to automate those things or delegate it, get someone else to do it. A good way to remember that would be validate with DAD, D-A-D, do, automate, delegate. It's like how you would tell a kid, go ask dad. So list, order, validate with DAD, and then execute, which is go and do the tasks that you're supposed to do. Execution is all about speed. Speed here is an acronym. The steps which lead to efficient and good execution. The S in speed stands for scheduling. Nothing happens if you don't schedule. Someone I worked for on Wall Street once said, if you don't have a date, it won't get done. Obviously, scheduling involves time, so you set a date and time. You're going to take the flight at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Interesting thing to note here is good sales guys ask closed-ended questions. Sales guys who send a message to their clients saying, are you available next Wednesday at 3 p.m. are more likely to get a response than people who just say open-ended questions. Hey, are you available to meet? Do you have time on Wednesday? S is scheduling, setting the date and time. P is about punctuality. You schedule a meeting, both parties have to be punctual. You have to be punctual, and the other person has to be punctual as well. That's when the execution happens. E is energy. So you could schedule, you could be very punctual, you arrive in the room, but you're lethargic, you didn't sleep enough, you didn't have a good day, you're in a bad mood, you don't have the energy, then comes the next T, you won't be efficient. You may have the energy and still you may end up not being efficient, meaning you get distracted because you're high energy. So energy in itself is not a sufficient ingredient. With energy, you also have to think about how to be efficient, which means be focused. As long as you have a list and it is ordered and it's validated, you will be able to execute with speed. So now, what is the challenge? Executing a whole project is not about doing this once for one item on your list. You have to do this over and over for every item on your list till it's done. And that is about discipline. The D of speed. So you schedule, you set a date and time, you show up on time, the other person also shows up on time with the right energy level, be efficient and focused on what you're trying to achieve, and then have the discipline to do this over and over. In short, that's what evolution is all about, love and speed. This whole thing can also be called cadence, which is setting a rhythm in a disciplined manner. Do this for every item on your list.